ineffable, inconceivable, immutable, undifferentiated, nondual, and ever, just as it is your true being. Sri Bhagavan said that all of the shastras, the scriptures, are based upon the ego, the elimination of which is their purpose. The shastras point out the ways to realize mukti. Mukti means liberation. It is release from all bondage. However, bondage is merely imagined. And it is imagined only so long as the ego notion is assumed to be real. If you profoundly inquire within as to who am I, the ego notion being false vanishes, and all of the imagined bondage ceases, thus fulfilling the intent of the shastras. Indeed, the intent of all Upadesha, spiritual instruction. The ego notion, the supposition of existing as a limited individual entity, is not something bodily. And the means to realize freedom from it, in other words, to bring about the destruction of the ego notion, is nothing bodily. The ego notion is ignorance, and it is the seed of all other forms of ignorance. What is it that brings about the destruction of ignorance? Inquiry, true knowledge. So seek this knowledge within yourself. Yes, read the shastras and understand their meaning within yourself. What is yourself? The shastras call it Atman, meaning the self. What is truly the self? It cannot be known objectively, for this deals with yourself, not an object removed from yourself. Be certain that you remain free of misidentification with the body, for the body is not dependable, it is perishable, and it is not a definition for yourself, your true being. The self is not a body, and there are no bodily signs of realization of the self. The self is not a bodily experience. Seek that knowledge of yourself which is transcendent of the body. The self is not the senses and cannot be sensed. Therefore, seek the knowledge of the imperceptible self. By not identifying with the senses. Seek that knowledge that is non-sensory. It is the interior knowledge of your actual existence. The collection and movement of thoughts constituting the mind is not the actual definition of your true being. Seek the self which is unimaginable by means of knowledge that is inconceivable. The knowledge that is of the nature of pure consciousness, devoid of objectivity, is such knowledge. If in this manner you deeply inquire to realize the significance of I, the imaginary individuality or ego disappears. The residuum, that which remains, is pure existence, consciousness, bliss. Though it is described as such, it remains inconceivable, yet realized. It remains ineffable, where words and thoughts turn back, unable to grasp. There is your true being. It ever is, just as it is. Being transcendent over the body and the mind, it is without differentiation. It remains formless and unmodified. Absolutely one, without anything else existing whatsoever. All the ideas of something else, from the notion of I, extending to the forms of the world, are based upon the ego notion, the elimination of which is the purpose of your sadhana or spiritual practice. To fulfill this purpose, inquire deeply, who am I?